Hey guys, I'm Alan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing an acoustic guitar tutorial for This Is Our God by Wickham. Now if you're noticing that the setup's a little bit different, the room looks a little strange, that's because I moved everything around. I was spending too much time setting up my cameras and lights and audio and everything in between videos, and I would tear it down. Whoops. So yeah, I think I figured out a setup where I can just leave everything set up all the time. So hopefully this will kind of save some time in between videos. Yeah, and it'll look like this for a few months, and then later on this year we're going to do a total overhaul of this space, which I'm really excited about. I'll make some videos about that too. So coming later this year, different studio setup with new lights, new cameras. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, jumping back into this song, I already made a cover video of me just running through the whole thing. That'll be linked down below if you want to check that out. And I also made a chord chart that'll be available over on Patreon if you need that to kind of follow along with the video. So we're going to be in the key of C. Our tempo is 80 beats per minute. Here's what the intro sounds like. So, and I should say it doesn't actually play the acoustic on the intro in the recording, but I probably would if it was me playing it live. So yeah, we're just doing that C chord for one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll go to a C suspended, so you just kind of pop your pinky on the third fret of the D string, and we'll hold that for 1.5 beats, so 1 E and a 2 E. Then we'll go back to our C, and a 3 E and a 4 E, and you just repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And that's all for the intro. On verse 1, we'll keep strumming those 16th notes. Here's what verse 1 sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. So most of that is pretty straightforward. We're just starting off on a C chord for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to A minor for 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go to the G. I'm going to do this with fingers 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for the F chord, I'm going to play this a little different than we normally would. I'm going to use my thumb to play this first fret of the low E string, and then I'm just muting the A string. Then I'll have my ring finger on the third fret of the D string, middle finger on the second fret of the G string, first finger on the first fret of the B string. Then I'm not really strumming this high E, but if you do hit it, you can just leave your pinky there on the third fret of the E string. We'll strum that for 1 measure. 1, 2, and then we're back to just a C chord for 2 measures. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all for verse 1. Verse 2 is pretty much the same thing. We're just going to add in the C suspended 4 chord again and this F over A chord. So let me show you how to play this F over A. So we're coming from an A minor, so you kind of have an A minor shape held, and then you'll put your pinky on the third fret of the D string. And we'll go from that F over A just to an A minor. All right, so let's go back to the beginning of verse 2. We'll just run through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. F over A. Back to G. 2, 3, 4. Then F again. 2, 3, 4. Then back to C. 2, 3, 4. C suspended. Yeah, and that's all for verse 2. Notice I stopped on beat 3 on that last C chord. That's because the chorus is going to start on a pickup. So we'll jump into the chorus here in just a second. On the chorus, we'll change up our strumming a little bit. So instead of strumming the 16ths down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. We're going to go to like a down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and up. So we're going to start on beat 4 with the C over E chord. We'll just run through it first, and I'll kind of come back and hit some of the key areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Get the idea? So let's go over how to do some of that in case some of those chords are new to you. So for the C over E chord, I'm just playing like a C, and then I have my pinky also on the 3rd fret of the high E string. I'm just strumming all the strings, and we'll do that like 4 and a, or 4 and up. Then we go to our F, 1 and a 2 and up. For the C chord, just leaving the pinky there still, 3 and a 4 and up. And the G suspended, so you just put your first finger here on the 1st fret of the B string. 1 and a, we'll go right to a G, 2 and a 3 and a 4, then just repeat, and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2, A minor, G, and this F major 7, we'll just, instead of having the pinky pushed down, we'll just take the pinky off. We'll do 1 and a 2 and a G, and then back to C. It's just like the turnaround. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, why don't you just run through this chorus one last time, and then we'll jump to the next section. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. So that's all for the chorus, and then the little turn right after the chorus. Then we'll go over verse 3 and verse 4. This is pretty much the same as verses 1 and 2. Just on verse 3, we're going to like palm mute, so just try to make that a little bit softer. And then verse 4, we're just back to normal strumming. So here's what that sounds like. Feel free to play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to normal strumming. Build on C1 and 2 and 3 and yeah, so that's all for verse 3. I don't think we'll go over that since it's just a repeat of verses 1 and 2. On the second time through the chorus, we'll play the same chords that we did on the first time. Just now we're going to speed up our strumming a little bit. Instead of doing the da 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 da, we're just going to do 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and up. And again, we'll start off on that pickup on C over E on beat 4. Let's just run through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to go to a G. So we'll leave off that G suspended. Build 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up. And like I was saying, he does leave off the G suspended chord in the recording. You could play it if you want to, like it still obviously follows the vocal melody, but for some reason he just leaves it out and just goes to the normal G. But that's it for that second time through the chorus. Bridge 1 and Bridge 2 are going to mellow out a bit. So for here, we'll just strum like eighth notes, and we're going to try to put accents on beats 2 and 4. So I'll just kind of run through this. This part's pretty easy and very repetitive. So we'll start off on the F chord. So here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a F. You get the idea? Just keep doing the same thing. A minor, G, and on that G chord we'll kind of do a stop, so it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it for the bridge. The only chord we might go over is that G over B, since we haven't had that in this song yet. So for that, I'm just leaving my pinky on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. And the strumming on that chord is just kind of like a passing chord that leads to the C after it. So we'll strum like down, down, up. So let's go, we might just do like bridge 1 more time. Here's what that sounds like again. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you basically just repeat all that, and then the end of bridge 2 just ends with that A minor 1, 2, 3, 4, then G 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So yeah, I think that's all we'll do on bridge 1 and bridge 2. Let's go ahead and run through the last chorus of the song. So we'll do like the chorus and then also the tag right after it in the outro. Just kind of combine all these because there's nothing really new at this point. So here's what the chorus sounds like. Now we are going to skip that pickup on the C over E since we did that cut out on the G right before it. So everything just kind of comes back in on the F chord. So here we go from the last chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strumming's a little different. The outro, just like the intro again. We'll go ahead and go to A minor, F over A, and on C. Yeah, so I mean, I think that's going to be it for this song. It's pretty easy. Maybe the only hard thing about it is that weird way to play the F chord, which you could always just do a normal F if that feels too weird. Or you could throw a capo on the 5th fret if you want to do it that way, of course. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, don't forget that I made that cover video. If you just want to watch me play through the whole thing, that'll be linked down in the description. Then there's also the chord chart available over on Patreon, which makes these videos a lot easier to follow along with if you have those chords right there in front of you. Huge thanks to the patrons also for your support. You guys make all this possible. So yeah, I really appreciate you a lot. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.